I have to put my light up just a little so I can see. All right. Now, for your drawing, you can draw this in charcoal first, but honestly, I recommend drawing it out with a pencil so that you can see it. If you draw it with charcoal, that's fine, but you have to draw it very lightly. I'm going to draw with pencil so you can see what I'm doing a lot easier. And it doesn't smear on anything. We are going to draw this. I hope that you see a gray background, the orange sphere that we've already drawn. Some of you might be able to see this little blue stone, which you should recognize these objects from my still life, my Vantas, if you've looked at the Nearpod today. Okay? And then the hand. Now, when I am drawing, I look at the proportion and the size of where it is on the paper, and then I start with those basic shapes. So I'm going to start with the hand first, and I'm going to do the basic shape of this, which is like kind of like a square or a diamond shape. Now, I hope if you feel confident to draw this on your own, then go ahead and do that. I am drawing with whisper lines, and my viewpoint is slightly different than your viewpoint because you're looking at it completely above, and I'm looking at it from a different angle. I'm trying to look at it from my camera view up above, but it's a little awkward. So now I'm going to come here, let the student in, and I'm looking at, and I see, okay, the sphere and the palm of the hand are about the same size, and the wrist is about that same size too, but I have that thumb in the middle. So I'm laying that proportion out. Now, I know that we did this last year with laying out proportions on sizes. If you were in my class last year and you remember this, great. If not, this is a good refresher. Now, to tell you about a proportion, the thumb on your hand, your thumb, is the same size as the diagonal of the palm of your hand. Can you see that? It's the same size right there. Hands are one of the more challenging things to draw, so that's why I'm using a hand. So if I take this and I look at that and that, see? That's the same angle. So I can take this angle here. Whoops, you can't see that. So I can take, let the student in. I'm gonna fold my paper so you can see it better. There we go. So I'm gonna take this angle here and this angle here, and there is my thumb. That kind of maps it out. So I've got this like weird palm thing. Also, on your hands, your fingers are the same height as the palm of your hand, just like that. So I know that from here to here and here to here are going to be the same. And I have just laid out this odd shape, but that is my hand. Okay. Then I'm going to take, because I see the sphere. Okay, here. What about now? Better? Is that better? Okay, I'll switch to charcoal because I know you'll be able to see the charcoal, right? So I have like this outline here that I've drawn a lot darker. And then I'm going to come in and I'm going to add my sphere here. Notice I left a little space for that finger, the palm of a hand. Now I'm just kind of rounding out these shapes so that I get the idea of my hand. Was that better? See, my sphere is up higher than it is on your picture. So, what? It switched off the screen? Okay. See if you can click on my name. And if you click on my name, it should pop up. So my piece looks a little different than my viewpoint, so I'm gonna erase this line so that y'all can have the same viewpoint as me. Because I was looking at it from my angle. Okay. You can't see me at all?
I can't see you, and for some reason it says you're not in the call. I don't know if I should rejoin or...
Yeah, try to rejoin. Can everybody else see me okay and see what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Okay. There's a huge glare. Was that a better, less glare? Less glare? Better? So, I just want to make sure. Okay. I just want to make sure. I'm not sure how it shifted. Oh, you know what? My 3 daughters just joined their live class and we're all using the same Wi-Fi. I wonder if that has anything to do with it. I don't know. Who knows? So now I'm going to come in and I'm going to draw in my cast shadows. So what we are drawing is we're drawing this hand, this orange sphere, and this blue pebble. And this blue pebble and this hand are in my Vantas example in the Nearpod for this week. So you should recognize those. So I've drawn kind of an idea of what this looks like. And my sphere is at a different angle than yours, so I'll have to change that. But you can see I've drawn the outline of where the shapes are. Yes, draw the hand at the angle you can see it. I am trying to do that, but it's at an odd angle for me. I will do an example after class at the right angle so you can see it. Now I'm going to draw my cast shadows. So if I look, I see the strong cast shadow here. I see a strong cast shadow here under the pebble and a strong cast shadow there from the sphere. So I'm going to draw in my cast shadows. Draw in my cast shadows and draw in my cast shadows here. Okay, is this making sense? Does anybody need me to pause for a moment?
I need you to pause for a second.
Okay.
I just missed all of that, but I can always watch back the video.
So Presley, what I did is I drew my cast shadows in. I drew this cast shadow, I drew this cast shadow, and this cast shadow. I simply drew the shapes that I saw of the shadow, okay, of that particular value. Because you'll see this is 3-dimensional, but my drawing looks really flat right now, and that's normal. Until you add value, your drawing is going to look flat. That's one of the things that value does. It makes objects look 3-dimensional. Did that catch you back up?
Yeah.
Good.
The only problem is I'm trying to fit my sketch pad on my plug instead of using the desk because I have no room on my desk.
Right.
So I was going to switch to the other desk, but my laptop's not working for some reason.
Okay. I will also tell all of you, when you have a situation like that, sometimes it's hard, to try to hold and finagle all those things. I get that because I'm an artist and my desk probably looks worse than your desk. It's probably also covered in art supplies and materials. When I take the photograph of this, I've actually already taken it and I post it in the announcement this afternoon with the video. some people find it easier to draw this looking at a 2D image instead of a 3-dimensional image. And then then drawing in your lap won't be that difficult because you'll be able to see the values better. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So now I'm going to come in, and if you are confident and you want to work on this on your own, that sounds great. But I'm going to come and I'm going to start to draw in the shapes of the values that I see. Again, I recommend doing this in pencil, but I'm doing it in charcoal so you can see it. If you look, I have that strong highlight right there and there. And so I'm going to draw in the shapes of those highlights. And then I have a shadow on this rock here. So it looks kind of like I've just, whoops, there. It looks like I've kind of just drawn a smiley face. Then I look and I see I have the strong, now I'm going to look at the hand and I'm going to start from here and work my way this way. I see I have the strong value here, that strong shadow, so I'm going to draw that. Try to get it at the right angle that y'all are at. Okay. And I see I have the strong shadow here, so I'm going to draw that in. Remember, I'm just drawing the shape of the value. I hope y'all can see it, but there's like an oval here. This is a cast shadow from the sphere. The sphere is casting 2 shadows, here and here. So I add that in here. I have another value. Do you see how that's gray? And you can see if I look at my value chart, my key scale, I can start to identify my values. Like this is light gray, that's light gray. This is dark gray, that's dark gray. Do you see how those values match? Right. Black, black, highlight, highlight. Does that make sense? Can I have a thumbs up or a raised hand if what I just said makes sense, please? Thank you. I didn't quite hear that, David.
I'm trying to get like the orange ball.
Oh.
I want it like to be like kind of like 3D, like popping out.
Right.
But I can't get it like flat. Like you know how you said like shade it in, but you shade it in like in a way where it would be like kind of like 3D.
Yes. Okay, so when you do that, and that was our assignment from last class to practice to get up to this. And so one of the things I said is exactly what you said, making sure that you color and apply your color in that direction. So with charcoal, because it's so dark, I like to do my black, my darkest last. So but with pencil, it doesn't matter as much, right? You could do whichever one you wanted first, but make sure you have those values drawn in. And then you start and you see, okay, on my value chart, this cast shadow is black. So this is going to be, you know, the 4 layers of your pencil or the 4 layers of your charcoal to make it dark, right? Then I look and I see, okay, this one, if I match it up, it looks like it's, I would say, right around here. So then I would start to apply, and this, I think, is what you were asking, Asia. I go lightly in that direction that it is, and then try to smooth it. Smooth it with your finger, or a tissue, a paper towel, a Q-tip. And when you start to smooth those in that direction that it goes, okay, you will start to get, forgot to add my white. it nice and smooth.
Is it okay if I use a charcoal pencil?
Yes, so I prefer the charcoal pencils like these. And the truth is, I wanted to give everybody in my advanced art class a black and a white charcoal pencil, but I just didn't have enough to give all of you one. If it's something that you really, really want, I don't have enough for everybody, but you can see the difference. Look at the difference in that white charcoal pencil. It really makes it blend better, but I had to share the materials that I could have available for everybody. Okay, now this, when I smoothed it, started to flatten out some of my values. So I'm going to take my white and I'm going to add another layer to make sure I get that right ratio. And you can also use a pencil eraser. And look at that. It starts to erase those values.
Wait, but last year you used like lines, right? You used the single lines right here, then cross them, you keep doing the same shit.
Yes, so that is what I am doing, Asia. You just can't see it as easily with chalk pastels because they're so soft, they just kind of blend and smooth together. With a pencil, you'll definitely be able to see that, to see those layers. So when I look at this and I see on my chart, okay, well, this is 3 to 1, that would be where you would use that cross hatching, like 1, 2, 3, and then 1. Does that make sense, what I just said? I'm doing the same thing with layering those that we did last year. You just can't see it as much because of the chalk pastel. Okay. I am going to stop here in this point of our still life, and we're going to pick up here on Wednesday. Remember, I will meet with you as long as we are in virtual learning. I will meet with you every Monday and Wednesday at this time.